Alright, so I'm just going to get us into this drop D tuning and just kind of walk you through it a little bit. Hopefully you've messed around with it before, but if not, it's alright. Basically what we want to do is we want this D string to be the same note, the same pitch as what's right now our normal low E string, but an octave lower. So I'm going to do it real quick just so you can hear what I mean. You'll hear they're the same note. So you can hear that low pitch matches this fourth string. Okay, I'm going to go back into normal tuning. And then watch, so I'm going to lower it a little bit below and then bring it up to the pitch. And if you don't get it the first time, lower it and bring it up to the pitch. Drop D tuning, alright? So let's learn some stuff with it. But what's really cool about this is these three strings, we'll call this it's normally the E string, now it's a low D string, but these top three strings here is basically what's called a D5 or a D power chord. So metal guys use it all the time for this kind of thing, like. But for acoustic blues, actually that was kind of cool. Basically what happens is you can play a D7 chord, but now you can strum the whole guitar. You can play just a regular D chord. And every time you do any of that, you have this low droning bass tone in there. So what I want to show you right off the bat, and I say that a lot, I've noticed from editing these videos right off the bat. I haven't touched a baseball bat in about 20 years or so. So check this out. We just want to know the 1, 4, and 5 of our blues. It's always a good starting point. So the 1 chord, different 1 chords that we can play in a D kind of blues. Obviously, we want to emphasize this low D string we have. I already showed you a D7. You could also put your index finger. Now what you could do is put your index finger on the second fret of the G string and just do the same thing we were doing in the E blues, but now it's on the G string up and down, but you can also strum all the strings above it. Like that. The same way to do that would be the top 2 strings here are all 3 strings and emphasizing the open A string and then to the second fret of the A string. It's the same thing an octave lower. Now check that out with the low D in there, it's sick. back to a D chord or a D7. With the drop D, I also like a D chord with the high E string in there. It gives you what's called a D add 9, but it sounds really great. Check this out. So let's just recap all those different kinds of D7s. We got the regular upside down D, the D7 chord. We've got a regular D chord, and all of these, we're strumming all 6 strings. We also have the D chord with the middle finger off. It's a D add 9. And then we also have just our index finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and you've got this vibe. And then you also do the same thing, emphasizing the open A to the 2nd fret. All of those different things. Plus you have a D7, just how we played it right here, but we can play it with the middle finger on the 5th fret of the A, index finger on the 4th fret of the D, and ring finger on the 5th fret of the G, the open D in there. You can add your pinky to the 6th fret of the B, and now you have the Hendrix chord. Which is sweet. Or a regular 9 chord with my ring finger covers all of them on the 5th fret, the B, high E, and G. So it's kind of like the land of D7 actually, because all of these can be in combination. Okay, another thing is, this is awesome. You're gonna love this. The 3rd fret on this top string, the 6th string is what we call it, or the E string, which is now a D. We've got the 3rd fret of that, the 3rd fret of the A string, and the 3rd fret of the D string. All of these can be nudged and then open, like that'll be your best one. The A string. But it's going to sound best if you bend it down and then hit, followed by the open D here or the open D right here. Check it out.